Alright, next we're going to talk about the Omo-Plata options. We've already talked about, in a video that I've done quite a while ago, what happens if they complete the forward roll. You've got the reverse cowboy walk, you've got the bicep slicer, you can go ahead and take them out. You got a lot of options from there. If you miss the Omo-Plata because they go through the frontward roll, there's a bajillion different things you can go through. But what happens if they won't? What happens if you got a real strong guy that when you take Omo-Plata, he grabs inside his own thigh and he starts to posture up? What do you have then? And my friend Aaron is going to go through some of the options that you have available to you.
Alright, starting off from the Omo-Plata, however you hit this, me personally, I like the Omo-Plata from rubber guard, so I'll kind of briefly touch on that. Here from the rubber guard, if you have mission control on, your arm in tight, knee in tight, squeezing tight, you also have your zombie already established here, hands on the mat. So I'm going to reach around here, alright? Just going from the mission control position, not going through double bagger, not going through all the other invisible collars, those sort of steps, because you can hit it still here from mission control. A lot of times it's easiest to hug the knee, pull out the arm, drive the elbow in, and push away with the forearm. Once you get here, you're looking to rotate the arm down and push the foot away. As you push the foot, hip positioning here is very important, and also keeping this area very closed off. The last thing you want is for them to be able to break out of the Omo-Plata early and turn in and posture up before you're ready. Okay? I mean, now, getting back into the guard isn't the worst of things, but you don't want to double up efforts or do anything that's not going to leave you in the proper position. So we're here, we're going to go into our rubber guard, right? The hand is established here with the zombie or hand on mat already. We're going to hug this knee. Drive the hand over, hug and push, right here. This is where we have to start staying tight, okay? This is where I start to bring my heel close to my leg. My leg is going to come out, and now this leg is going to replace where this leg was. As I push away and turn, this leg comes out and then stomps down towards the ground. Now normally in an ideal situation, you would want to immediately kick the legs out and start driving down towards the ground. All right, but let's say that we're stuck here in this position, because our opponent's been already signifying the fact that they're going to try to raise us up. So they've got this shoulder kind of bolstered up here, which doesn't allow us to get the flatness that we need to really push their head down towards the ground. So instead, I'm going to obviously control my wrist, control his wrist right here, right? Now I don't just control it by holding it, I control it by stuffing it into this area, right? If you ever have anywhere else to be able to add friction to what you're doing, that's what you want to use. You don't want to just grab it and rely on your hand, you want to push it in there deep. Now I'm going to be using my leg, far leg, outside leg, over my inside leg. That way he can't just pry off this top leg. Alright? We want to keep this leg over the top to keep him down firm. I'm also angling and pointing away. Alright? So now at this point is where he's going to start thinking about raising up on me, especially if it's a larger opponent. Alright, so as soon as I start feeling this happening, I want to transfer this forearm. Right now this forearm is around the body to control his body. Also, it allows me to be more aware of him rocking up because I'll feel that elevation on my arm and on my leg. As soon as he starts pulling up, I transfer from body to elbow. Right here. Alright, so he's down here, hand in, here, body. As soon as he starts picking up, elbow. Alright, what this elbow does is now allows me, if he's just trying to pick me straight up, I also need him to angle in towards me for the triangle. So what this does, by securing his tricep here with my hand, allows me to actually being able to pull him around towards me and then lock my leg up on the far side for the triangle. Right, now look, you don't want to have to adjust this if you don't have to. So the deeper this goes in towards the neck on this slap, the better. Okay? Have your arm angled, right? Angle is the key here. And then push, turn, and lock it up. Okay? Now all of that is based off of capturing this arm right here, right? So we go from body, as soon as he pops up, right here to tricep. As he turns in, I pull him in, lock this leg firm, and lock my leg up. Now if you have arm control here, you don't have to worry about so much of the head control, because you'll have this as an option, and if he breaks back out of this and goes back down, you go from arm to body. The opposite way. Right, he pops up, we go body to arm, he drives back down, arm to body. This makes it much easier to turn out for your omoplata to actually finish. In fact, a lot of times with them going up out of the omoplata and then back into the omoplata makes this a lot. All right, so once again, we're here in guard. All right, I'm going to use my rubber guard omoplata setup. It's just something that I like to use here. Mission control. This arm is either going to be on the mat or we're going to zombie to the mat. Hugging tight, tight, tight. All right, if I remove this right arm here and there's nothing supporting the shoulder or capping off the shoulder, he's going to explode towards the ceiling. Boom. Okay? Which is another reason why double bagger and invisible collar are good options to use from the rubber guard. But right now we're just using our simple mission control setup. So we're here. I've controlled this arm here, going around my knee, hugging, hugging, hugging. When I feel that he's calm enough and I'm strong enough, I switch my hand over and I come here. Now this isn't a good fighting position. If the person's head is crowded in, then you would want to rescue dog out and switch to your opposite side. But here we're just working for this side. Let's say that his head's pressuring against our arm to try to break this arm's grip over here. Then we're just going to hug, slide this arm down here, pull the arm down and push away. Right here is where I start to stay tight. My heel stays tight and I push, turn out, and drive down. Pointing my feet out, my knees away, holding and securing his wrist here. So now here's where we go from body to arm. When he pops, body, tricep, turn, back in. Okay? And then if he breaks and starts going back down towards, we go from arm, push off, to body. Now remember, the best time to hit the omoplata is right when the person tries to break through the triangle. It's immediate. The omoplata, if you almost miss that opportunity to smack them right into the omoplata, then you're better off setting it up a different way. So once again, he picks up here, I go arm, boom, triangle, right? You finish your lock up the triangle this way, get the hand across here, pull down on the head, readjust if needed. But if he's still here and still forces that leg down to the ground, then I'm going to switch. Boom. Right out. Immediately switch out. Knees pointing in towards. All right. Walking a little bit and then turning up on our leg for the omoplata.
That's some of the options that you have off the back end of the omoplata. When your opponent tries to posture out of it, you go straight to the triangle. If he tries to go back out of the triangle, you go back to the omoplata, etc., etc.